to fulfill. He has not merely taken meekly from life or ran away from it. He has added something new and uniquely his own to the total scheme of things. As Fred points out, one of the chief dangers of being a poet is to get quite good at something. On the one hand, you cannot be good at something until it becomes a habit. But once it becomes a habit, it is almost impossible for you to deviate from it. You get caught in putting words together in a certain way. This limits the possibility of putting them together in a different way. Fred believes you have consciously, continually, to attempt to vary things which you may not be good at in order to get out of your particular habit. I believe that Fred has found a way through this conundrum. Writing every day has become his habit, and the many forms he uses push him to explore ideas differently. He often says, once he chooses the words and the form, the poem writes itself. This is the true craft of his genius. His mastery of form does not arise as a constraining habit, but rather as a scaffold to free his creative vision to soar. And whenever he has no idea for a poem to write, he picks up a book of French poetry and begins to translate. Or he starts reading an encyclopedia, waiting until the poems call him. He started to write by imitating the forms of the poems he liked that he found in his textbooks. As he says, he ultimately learned that poems do not come from outside, but from inside. Quote, but this was not wasted time. The years I had spent doing this, it's like a person who has practiced on a silent piano for years and suddenly discovers that there's something called music. He at least knows where to put his fingers. So here's Fred, and this is the ending. Since there is not apt to be a shortage of poems to read, and since the individual poem, like the individual star in the Milky Way, is apt to become a bit blurred by the many others of its kind, poetry readers, I am afraid, are apt to have much less excitement from single poems in the future than they would have done in Chaucer's time. I would therefore recommend that they become poets instead. There is nothing like a new poem to look at if it is your own creation and you've just finished it. That experience is more than worth all the agony of creation, and it is open to everyone who wishes to have it. In this context, the greater the formal difficulty contained in the poem one has set out to do, the greater the joy to have overcome that difficulty. In this connection, note the sestina, the heart of form, which I wrote, and I'll read this sestina. Out of mystery, what is set down here is born. Perhaps I chose the theme at work, but know not how or why it came to me, nor can I say about the words I write whether they merely rise up to fit the form, or whether form itself from content comes. Were you to ask, I could not tell what comes foremost in lines that flow through eye and ear. The final consonance of feeling, form, and thought you find here was not in this work or anywhere when I began to write, save for one image that Yeats gave to me. From it, associations came, by me chosen or discarded as the whole welcomes or rejects them. These led me to seek right words, sounds, rhythms, images that cohere, and nothing halted the unfolding work until it fused in this way with the form. Between amorphous thought and shaping form, creation's tension lies, epitome of many diverse processes that work to form the dance of life. When music comes, the dancers leap to time and tune, but here music's in the mind, limbs but words I write. How know the dancer from the dance? The right answer could be that dance is ideal form, though dancers differ, but when the two cohere, the dancer makes the dance. It seems to me no dance is meaningful unless it comes from the dancer's best, still and strengthened work. A poet dancer's human. Though at work in one mind, a quicksilver god may write with words well-shaped to fit a dream of form. I may not know his presence when he comes, or if I do, may still put off from me the power in him that jars with now and here. Here, reader, is a sample of the work that comes to me. Judge now how much I write is owed to mystery, how much to form.